The early 20th century, the smoke of the Great War had barely cleared, and the world was perhaps passing through its darkest days. Millions of lives had been extinguished on the fronts, leaving behind shattered cities and broken families. Hunger, poverty, and pandemics had become the daily reality for ordinary people. Yet, amidst this chaos, there were those who chose to ignore the noise of war. In cities far from the battlefields, wealth and ostentation reigned supreme. It was a life sustained within a sheltered bubble, detached from reality. It was as if they lived on the same planet, but in a different universe. In this era, known as the Roaring Twenties, while the rhythm of the Charleston was dizzying, the inexplicably dazzling nightclubs were packed and diamonds were blinding. Everything existed for those who thought life was a perpetual party. After all, the world revolved around them, much like today. Just outside this bubble of luxury stood a class that could see the glitter but never touch it, the middle class. And finally, at the very bottom of this social pyramid was the working class, fighting for survival. They were the ones who felt the heaviest burden of the war. The Radium Girls were a part of this group, working class women who arrived at the factory in the early hours, sometimes with their children. They had been told that the radium-based paint they used to make watch dials glow was completely harmless. They were instructed to point their brushes with their lips to achieve the finest lines. It was a practical solution to speed up production. For the young girls, this sometimes turned into a game. They would amuse themselves by painting their lips and nails with this deadly substance. After all, their employers had assured them it was safe. But the truth was merciless. The first signs appeared with rotting jaws and falling teeth. Hospitals began to overflow with women showing similar symptoms. As the death toll rose, the common link working at the same factory became clear. The employers, far from admitting fault, began to discredit the women, pointing to syphilis as the cause of death. But the Radium Girls did not give up. Their quest for justice turned into a grueling legal battle, and finally this struggle resulted in a landmark case that revolutionized occupational health and safety. The story of the Radium Girls continues to repeat itself today. The inhumane working conditions of the fast fashion industry, the exploitation of labor, the names and methods may change, but the core dynamic remains the same: profit over people's health and well-being. The Radium Girls and countless other unnamed heroes like them throughout history have left us a legacy of courage, the courage to question everything declared safe and to fight for our rights. Because the silent victims of the past were the harbingers of the silent victims of today.